3.5 Engish, the radio and the laugh. He was called Engish, though his baptism name was Solomon Tesfaye. No one remembers when the nickname began. It simply fit him, light and quick, like the way he laughed. If you heard that laugh once, you could find him in a crowd of 100. It rose above the traffic on Tito Street and came back to him through the windows of his workshop. English repaired things, radios, padlocks, kettles, clocks, anything that hummed, clicked, or ticked back into life under his fingers. Bisabare eneda motanawe, he used to say. When something breaks, it feels like death. So he practiced resurrection daily, soldering loose wires, tightening springs, giving old machines a few more seasons of usefulness. He lived in one of the small houses next to Ras Nahom's family compound, near the orange tree that smelled of sweetness even in dry months. Every evening, he set his radio on the window ledge and tuned it to the classics. Tilahun Gesesi, Hirut Bekele, Eyob Mekonnen, the songs that stitched memory to melody. Neighbors would tease, "Engish, why do you keep that old thing alive? Buy a new one." He'd grin. If everything new replaces the old, who will remember the tune? When the demolitions began, Engish turned the dial to drown the noise of the machines. The broadcast cut between music and official announcements. A voice declared the corridor development project a new chapter in Addis Ababa's modernization. Then came another track, a love song. Then another government bulletin. The mixture of promises and melody felt cruelly timed, as if the radio itself were confused about whether to celebrate or mourn. Later that night, after the first walls fell, he found Ras Nahom standing in the smoke, both of them clutching whatever they could carry. "Brother," Engish said, "maybe they will rebuild something better." "Better for whom?" Nahom asked. English looked down at his radio. "It's easier to fix a radio than a country, but it doesn't mean we can't," he said. Then he laughed, the sound that gave him his name, and coughed until the laugh turned to wheeze. They spent that night outside their compound. By morning, his workshop was gone. A bulldozer had cut through the wall where he kept his tools. The shelves were now buried under rubble. He tried to salvage a few screwdrivers, but soldiers waved him away. He left with the radio, still playing a faint static. For a month, he stayed near the ruins with the others, sleeping under tarpaulin. Hunger came first, then the cough. He refused to leave Kazanchis, said he could not rest until he fixed the world once more. Ejoku mathagana yala madulate sawe, alamene maseta kakale yachelale, lagadayoche, theyate lehide, he joked. Those who know how to work with their hands can mend the world. Shall I leave her in the hands of murderers? But his hands had begun to tremble. When the rain started, Nahom found him under a sheet of corrugated iron, listening to silence. The radio had finally died. He touched it gently, as one might close the eyes of a friend. 2 days later, Engish was gone, taken to a clinic, then to the list of the departed. The nurse who filled the form wrote cause, respiratory failure. Nahom wrote cause, broken heart. Months later, in an NGO report describing urban displacement, Engish appeared as one adult male, age approximately 40. That line hurt more than the loss itself, the reduction of a whole life to a statistic. Nahom folded the paper into the back of his notebook and copied beneath it another line from Medemer. When we cease to see the human face behind every number, our synergy becomes empty. Medemer, page 71. He underlined empty. It was all that was left of Engish's workshop, an emptiness that echoed like static. And yet sometimes when Nahom passed the place where the house once stood, he swore he could hear faint music, not from the sky or the machines, but from the memory of that laugh that refused to die.